So this is for Recitation 11 for this semester. So this class will continue to go through the Excel stuff. So if you go to Canvas and go to my section 4 and 5, and you could download this example 2 file as a basic skeleton to start the work for today. And I also have uploaded the slides for Recitation 11. So if you have time, you could look at it just as a reference. Okay. So if you download the slides and you could open it, just maybe just look at it as long as I do this demos on my Excel. Okay. So basically we're going to go through a bunch of worksheet today. So we start with the first one. If you open the Excel 2 and you go inside the file, and we could say there's a bunch of stuff right here, but to get started, I want to get started with the flower shop sales. So once I get into this and I want to finish, let's say I want to do this first. So can do your name. You could put your name right here. So for me, I just put Junhao. Okay. And the formula for today's date. This one you could use. Say, I don't know the date you're watching this video, but today, just this is a date I recorded this video. Okay. Okay, let's go back to let's try to figure out the 3 columns. So the first one, gross income. So there's a hint that it's a price times the number sold. So I want to find the price and I want to find the number sold. So and I found that actually it's I think it's C5 and I5. So just use the autofill. So for the next sales tax, there's a hint that the data should be rate times the gross income. So I found that actually the tax rate is in this cell, it is G1. So right here, maybe I think I should use the absolute reference because the only thing I want to get is from this one cell. Because I don't want to, if I use autofill, I don't want this one, I don't want this one, I just want this one. So at this point, I want to use the absolute reference to only get data from this G1. Okay. So for this one, let's see. I think it's G5. G5. Remember how to use the absolute reference? We put the $sign around this letter. Okay, so G1 and equal the front. Okay, so just autofill. Alright. So this is the second one. And for third one, net income. So I think for this one it's G5 minus H5 actually. But for me, I think this number after this point, I think that there are too many. Maybe there are there's 4 numbers, but I only want 2 digits. So maybe right here I could use round function actually. So round. Because I want to round it to 2 digits, so I put a 2 after the comma. So and just autofill. And I want to do the same thing with this one, but it's already done. But I want to show you how to do this. Do it again. So remember the round on the 2 digits. Right. Okay. So this is a round. We could use this to limit the number, the digit number of the point. Okay. So next, need to recorder. So let's see. I think it's this column, the E column. So it said that if the D column's number is greater than or smaller than 20, then yes or no. So right here we could use if to make a to do the decision making. So as usual, we put the equal sign in the front, and we tap if, and if D5 smaller than 20, then yes. Otherwise, it's going to be no. Okay. So this is a function. So basically, there are 3 fields for the if statement. The first one is going to be the decision making part, and if it is, for example, for this one, if it is smaller than 20, we're going to yes. Otherwise, we're going to no. Okay, this is output actually. So we just autofill this stuff. Okay. So for the next, I want to show you how to. I think I have done this maybe during the last video, during last recitation, but I do this again. Let's say fill the format cells, and then we change it into the currency format. Okay. See, there's a $sign in the front. Okay. And it is going to be the same idea. If you want to change the text rate into percentage, you just go to the format cells, and you check this number, and you just find percentage. It's going to be 9%. Okay. And for the next, fill the column totals using this fill column. So I think this one. So I think we could use the formula right here. So I think it's B5 to, yeah, so automatically showed up B5 to B15. Supply. And I want to do actually autofill, but that was the, yeah, maybe just we just ignore this one for the moment. Okay, so this is autofill for the sum. And for the needed to record, use countif function to countif yes. Okay, so let's go find this column, and we need to change the sum to the countif function actually. So just tab Japanese count if, and the field I think it's going to be E5 to E14. So basically the idea is that in this area, in this E5 to E14 area, how many yes showed up? Okay. So if a human vision, we can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's totally 4 yes in this column in this area. So the countif, the work that the countif do is going to count how many yes showed up in this E5 to E14 area. Okay, so this is a job is going to be done by the countif. And for next, I want to finish the median, the mean, the max cells with the appropriate functions. So let's figure out the median first. So usually we could use the keyboard to tap anything we want, and also we could use the insert function median. Okay. And the area is going to be B5 to B14. Okay, so this is a median for this column. I want to autofill to do the same thing. Okay, this is a median, and for the max, it's a function max. It's going to be the same area actually. So autofill. Mean. Okay. Autofill. So the next stuff is actually kind of tricky. So it said fill in number of items with values, text, etc. So there's a bunch of 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's a 4 functions you could use. So for example, for this one, the number of items with values. So maybe by human vision you can see that the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's totally 10 items, and all of them are numbers. And for this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 10, and the total number, item number is going to be 10. So, but this one is like text, and this one is numbers. So for the first one, I want to count how many text and numbers showed up in this column. So right here we could use, and by the way, I hope you could take some time to read through this slides 5, page 5. You could just read it through the format, etc. Just read it through. Okay, you could pause here anytime. Just continue doing this. So count A. It's B5 to B14. Okay. So the count A is actually going to count the text and numbers showed up in this column. Okay, so yeah, it's straightforward. There's 10 items, right? So I just autofill. Right. Actually, there's going to be the whole row is going to be all of them is going to be 10 because there's 10 numbers for this column. There's 10 text for this column. So each of them is going to be 10. But for the next, I want to say I only want to count the numbers. I don't want the text. So in this example, the data, I think, wait a sec. Yeah, the data right here in this cell is going to be 0 because I don't want to count the number for text. I just want the number for numbers. Okay, so let's do this. So count B5 to B14. Okay, so 10, it's autofill. So you could say for this column, the number is going to be 0 because the text is now included. The only thing that will be counted will be included is numbers. It's whatever decimal numbers or integer numbers, their numbers. So I counted. Okay. So for the third one, I just want the text. Okay. Why is minus count if B5 B14.